another thing is that you need to stay very, very calm when talking with them, when dealing with them. You can't get frustrated. You cannot be angry with them. If a child loses, I know a child is not supposed to be answering back or losing his school or something, but he's a child. He may not have a control over his emotions. But as parents, you would have to be more calm, more composed, more understanding, more patient, everything more than the child. Of course, I mean there are I'm going to get to the other areas where um, uh, if the child is wrong, you have to scold him, raise your hand if law allows, do whatever it takes. I'm not denying that, but you have to see in which situation. In every situation, you cannot control the child. You have to logically deal with the child. That is what I have understood. So you have to stay calm and not get frustrated. You have to be very much in control, then expect the child to be in control and listen. Do not be embarrassed about your child's score. So this is one mistake that I've seen some parents unfortunately making. If your child did not get a good score in class 10, it's fine as long as he's working hard. Be embarrassed if he has the incorrect value system. If he's lying, you need to be embarrassed. If he's cheating, you need to be embarrassed. If he's not working hard, he's lazy, you need to be embarrassed. But if his score is poor, his performance is bad, you don't have anything to be embarrassed about. So we need to understand what to be embarrassed about and what not to be embarrassed about, and how to portray it to the child. So that is one thing. You have to be embarrassed about his habits, not the outcome. You have to give them a bit more freedom at home, because I see a lot of orthodox families, I could call it. You may be right in terms of, the basic problem is that the timing issue, the curfew timing or whatever. So now, say for example, during my college time, I remember when we were working and everything. So I used to be out in the morning to college and for tuitions and everything till 8 or something at night in college, and all the work and everything, or office and everything. And after that, if I'm meeting my friends, I cannot meet them during that time, because I'm occupied the whole day. Or Saturday, Sunday also I have something, and so I was teaching on weekend, and a lot of things were going on. So the only time going to get is after 8 p.m. Now, if you're going to tell me that I cannot go out after 8 p.m., then you cannot. Then that becomes a problem. That becomes an issue, because then when do I get to relax? Or say for example, when do I get to go for a movie or something? So I get up early. I get up at 5, 6 max daily. But there were for college I used to get up at 6, 5:30, and so there are times when I'll probably have to stay out, and if it's for work, definitely I'll have to stay out. There could be college fests and all for which I might have to stay out. It will not happen daily, but once in a while, if it's happening, I think it's fine. And if it's not fine, then you have to logically explain, because then safety issues and all those things used to come up. And so today there are more facilities, but I don't know how to exactly deal with that. But give them more freedom so that they don't want to go out of the house, because I have a problem if my mom dad are out, or they're out on vacation or something. If they're in the house, it's better. So I don't want my parents to be out of the house at all, because if they are there, everything is taken care of. I don't have to bother about anything, and I have no timing issues or anything, because they know that I'm always keeping them informed wherever I am at whatever time, because the only concern they have is with respect to safety. Who I'm with, at what time, where am I? That's all. Other than that, they are okay with everything. And as long as the child is responsible in terms of his studies or his work taken care of, then it's okay. I mean, that's your call. But the point is, you have to give them more freedom. Otherwise they don't want to stay at home, because I'm seeing a lot of people who want to relocate out of their hometown to even for college, just because they don't want to stay at home. I am sure you would not want it to come to that situation. So that is that. Be casual about things. Don't get too hyper in case your child is half an hour late, or he turns up a little late or something. Just make sure that you're late. It's fine. You might be stuck somewhere. Make sure that if you've told me 9:30, like for me, what it is, even till late. If I've told them that I'm going to be back home by 8 o'clock, before 8 o'clock, if I don't turn up, I'm going to get a call. I need to make sure to answer. I can come at 12 o'clock that day. It's fine. But I need to tell them I'll be back by 12. I'm going to Akshay's place. So I just need to give them an answer that you're safe. Don't cover up for your child. If he's made a mistake, let him pay for it. It is important. Or that I will give a punishment at home or something. Don't do that, because they will have the habit of getting rescued every time. So don't do that. Never ever defend the child in front of the teacher if the child is wrong. Right. Unfortunately, at times it could be the case where there's something wrong with the education system and all those things. I understand. I'm not talking about that, but in general, if your child is wrong, please do not encourage that behavior. It is going to be very very bad for your child. So, and don't be negative. At times, kids have seen that they want to do more, but the parents are too this thing. Nahi yaar, tumse nahi hoga. You will not be able to do, or don't take so much pressure. Let them take pressure. What is the problem? The child, see, you have to help them build the mental strength. You have to help them build EQ. EQ is one of the most important requirements today, probably more than education, I would say. But EQ is exceptionally important today, and it's very weak with the students, with the kids, with freshers and all. So you have to help them work on their EQ. You have to encourage them, push them to do more. I've seen people being too complacent that okay, don't do more. You should push your child. Say, for example, if the child is able to do 100, he wants to attempt 140, he wants to attempt a 200. Let him attempt 200. He will fail. So let's say he wants to do three things. He will fail at he will be able to manage only two. Let him fail at one. Because what happens is by succeeding in two, he has actually built the capacity of doing 2.5 things. Let's say he has a capacity of doing two things. He's attempting three. He fails in the third one. It's okay. He tried two, but his capacity is now worth 2.5. He will be able to succeed in three next time. You have to build your capacity, your ability that has to go up. You have to work. I mean, the child has to learn all these things. So it's okay to fail. Let him stretch himself. I don't know if you'll resonate with me, and I have no idea about the psychology and all these things, but I believe a person is going to be more depressed if he's unable to do things, if he does not have self confidence, self worth, if he's idle. People who are depressed are vella people who are. I'm sorry. I'm not criticizing anybody. They might be having difficult situations for their life, but if you continue to be idle, you will be more depressed. If you are not progressing, if you are not growing, if you're not working on yourself, if you're not improving, if you're not improving your English, your grammar, your skills, your technical skills, your money, your income, your job, your studies, you will be depressed. If you're succeeding, if you're doing more things, if you're getting more confident, you're occupied, you're in demand, you're demanded by people, clients, student, you're going to be doing well. If you're going to be doing well, why will you be depressed? You will find your way. There has to be movement in life. You cannot be static. So don't be negative. Encourage them, let them fail. It's okay, but encourage them. Don't underestimate them. You have to support them. You have to give a lot of confidence, because the pressures they will get outside the house. They will come up with all the negativity maybe outside the house. Inside the house, they want all the confidence and all the positivity. Otherwise, how do they fight their social pressures outside? So you have to be very, very confident in them. They have a lot of insecurities. You will have to provide all that security. Security, not that I will pay for you, I will give you all the money and you don't have to work hard. Security that I'm there with you. You work hard, you keep working hard. I am there, I'm standing. That's it. But you have to work hard. I'm not there if you're not working hard. If you're going to go down a wrong path, I'm not there for you. But I'm definitely there. Even if something wrong happens to you, I'm there. So that security is something that they're seeking, and they will never be able to say that to you.